See, my dad was a good old boy. He got along with everybody. Even people that he couldn't stand, he'd still be friendly with them.
Good evening, everyone. It's 6:30. Welcome to this evening's meeting of Marion City Council, a regular meeting for August 10th, 2026. We'll begin with roll call.
Mr. Barr?
Present.
Ms. Larkin?
Present.
Mr. R. Smith?
Here.
Mr. Stevenson?
Here.
Mr. T. Smith?
Here.
Mr. Dichtel?
Present.
Mr. Clark? Here. Mr. Kreider?
Here.
Mr. Rollins?
Present.
President Stoneberger?
Present. All right. Next, we'll have our invocation, followed by the pledge and any introductions I have to make. Tonight, we'll have Tommy Reese do an invocation for us. Thank you.
Father God, we just want to thank you because you said in all things give thanks. We just thank you for life itself. And we just thank you for your son, Jesus, who died, took our place. We deserve the punishment, but he took it for us. And help us, Lord, to believe in him. And Lord, as we come into this meeting, Father, we pray, help us to have a servant heart and to please the people of the city. And help us, Lord, to make a better community, not just for one, but for all. And help us, oh God. And you said, a nation whose God is the Lord will be blessed. And Lord, we say, bless this city and let everything come together as one. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Council, you have summary of proceedings.
Mr. Dichtel?
Mr. Dichtel?
I found no errors, so if no one else did, I move that we pass them or accept them as written.
We have a motion to accept.
Second.
Mr. Kreider, a second? Okay. Was there a question or comment? I thought you said something else. Okay. Clerk?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dichtel?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Proceedings, summary proceedings are accepted. The vote is 9-0. And old business. Item number 1, ordinance 2026-063, e-bikes amendment.
Ordinance amending Part 3 Traffic Code, Title 1 Administration, Enforcement and Penalties, and Title 9 Pedestrians, Bicycles, Motorcycles, and Snowmobiles, more specifically, Chapter 301 Definitions, and Chapter 373 Bicycles and Motorcycles of the Codified Ordinance of the City of Marion, and declaring an emergency as amended.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes, this came out of Legislation Codes with a 3-0 recommendation to adopt. We had a lot of discussion on this. I think the last council meeting, we changed some language in it to try to clarify some things. And so it looks to me like everything has been changed okay. I talked to the clerk. There was one thing on page 3, and the clerk will correct that. That's in 301.52 toy vehicle. The last word, I believe, we agreed last time to change that to electric bikes, and it still says e-bikes, so that should be changed. Other than that, looks good.
All righty. Discussion from council? Mr. Rollins?
Just a few things, as this goes, a couple more readings here. Just want to point out a few things as I see as we're out and about. Still see a lot of young kids on these things that really shouldn't be driving in them, and if they are, for the love of God, please wear a helmet. That's going to be part of the legislation moving forward. The other thing, still seeing a lot of vehicles on sidewalks. Can't stress enough to parents, please talk to your children. They need to be following traffic laws just like they were riding a bike. And those are just two things that I want to call out. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Anything further? Mr. T. Smith?
Yeah, with the ordinance, I don't think that the ordinance is terrible. It's very in-depth, a little hard to understand. It seems like a lot of legalese, truthfully. So I just want to make sure that we're not over-legislating, quite honestly. It should be, I believe it's already a law that you cannot ride a bicycle on sidewalks. Is that correct, Hall Director?
That's incorrect. So it's not really legalese. It's more or less there are controls coming from different segments of the code. And this is a good example. There's a separate code that prohibits the riding of bicycles in the downtown business district. So that's where the impression and the belief that there's a prohibition about riding a bike on sidewalks. But a bicycle could be ridden on sidewalks outside the downtown business district.
Okay.
But it also points out that we have some more work to do later. We don't want to hold this up, but we probably should prohibit toy vehicles from sidewalks in the downtown business district too. So that's a change I'll bring back after this item's addressed.
All right. But overall, the ordinance is really just trying to combat against kids riding the bikes on sidewalks, which truthfully, I believe that's kind of where they're supposed to ride them rather than in the road. So, I mean, it's neither here nor there, I guess. But the other thing is the age restrictions. There's a lot of kids that are using these to get around to school. They're using them to get around to sporting events, football practice, baseball practice. And if we just go and tell them that they, now have to have a driver's license or can't ride it at all because they're 13, that may be a little bit of an issue. So, is there any?
I think that's where the class comes in, right? They're
But are we
gonna
gonna do a
they're
class?
probably, well, I'm just saying, in regards to what type of vehicle that they can have, right? So they're just gonna have to make more informed decisions when they go to buy one of these. They're gonna have to wear a helmet. I don't know that those are two bad things.
I don't think that they are bad things, but like I said, I just want to make sure that we're not over legislating and taking away from people, that's all I'm concerned about. So,
I share your concern, but I think something has to be done here. And I think this is pretty good legislation.
Okay, Mr. Crabber?
Yeah, I had approached members of the city school board about, really this is a community effort, and I think we mentioned earlier about having the SROs and other education from the school level, especially those that are 14, 16, and so forth, as reminders as part of an education component with that. And I just think that I can sit on my front porch and just look at everything that's, as they pass by, and just like, oh my gosh. You really don't see it until you really sit down and look for it, and then it's just everywhere. So what the problem is getting those two components, legislatively and the community, at the other end, really to work together and just completely reminding the riders of the laws on the road. So that's all.
Okay. Anything further?
we're still going to leave
Mr.
this.
Barr?
Yeah, I was just going to say to Councilman Smith, I agree we don't want to over-legislate, but I believe the bulk of this is definitions to allow the law enforcement to be able to do their thing. And it's just descriptive of what classes they are, what the requirements are, age limits, the side view mirror, rear view mirror, helmets, and all those things. I think most of this is just definition based. So we have something on the books for it, because these e-bikes and e-toys and everything have kind of exploded in the last 7 years.
Yeah.
Mr. T. Smith?
And just another concern that I kind of have with this is like the electric scooters, not kids' scooters, but the elderly that are riding them. Where does that fall into this legislation?
It's listed.
Yeah.
And I know, but are we going to not allow them to ride on the sidewalks with their electric scooter?
So that's actually right in the middle of the ordinance. It's 301.207, low-speed micro mobility devices. That's the device I believe you're talking about.
Yes.
And I don't believe there's a prohibition about a person riding those on on the sidewalk.
There's not.
So they'd be able to ride those on the sidewalk.
Okay. I've had 3 people from the towers ask me about that, so I did want to clarify. Appreciate that. I have no further questions. Thank you.
Anything further?
Second reading.
Second reading? Okay. Ms. Lupke, did you have a comment?
Teresa Lupke, 555 Normandy Drive. I've spoken to council before about this. I do agree that we need something. I'm generally in favor of this legislation. But I question that it shouldn't be in an emergency. It shouldn't have to declare an emergency, because once it passes, you're going to need time to inform people. And so you're going to need that 30 days that legislation would normally have before it's enacted. We've been dealing with this for 7 years, right? So there's just no reason to have it be declared an emergency. And 2, I asked once before about the test that people would have to take, and I think the answer was that DMV is responsible for that. So I would ask again, has the administration or somebody talked to the DMV? Are they going to be ready? If someone walks in and says, I'm here to take my bicycle test, is the DMV aware of that?
I think that my understanding is that's a standard test that you can walk into the BMV and take.
Okay, so they're
That's my
going to know
understanding.
here in Marion that people are going to start asking for it,
That I don't know.
has
But I do know
anyone
that-
talked to them?
I have not, other than to ask that if the test existed.
Yeah. I mean, I just think we have to be ready, as a legislative body and then as an administration, when you enact a new law, you have to be ready to help people follow it. And so that education piece and making sure the DMV is ready is going to be really important with that as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Brief.
We'll
My
need
initial thoughts on this.
Name and address.
Adam Lester, 232 Hain. I tend to agree with Mr. Smith that at some point regulating children's bicycles kind of becomes a little excessive. Also, I would much rather see a bike versus pedestrian accident than a car versus bike accident. So I don't know that making it illegal right on sidewalks really makes sense. That's just my input. You know, there's a lot more to it, but I'd rather, when I'm on the road riding, I'm always like looking over my back, like, you know, is the guy behind me actually paying attention, or am I just gonna get plowed over by a 4,000-pound car? Plenty of times I ride on the sidewalk just because it's a 10-mile-an-hour speed difference, it's a 100-pound difference. If somehow I manage to hit somebody with a bicycle riding on the sidewalk, nobody's really gonna get injured. And it's much more difficult than that, as opposed to somebody who's drunk, or not paying attention, or falling asleep on the road to just run over somebody. So, that's my input.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Barr.
Mr. Russell, is there a need for a declaration of emergency, and what was the intention?
It's totally up to council to determine whether or not to leave the emergency provision on there.
I think it's been council's intent anyway to actually have 3 readings on this, just to educate and give the community an opportunity, so
Yeah.
I think I tend to agree with Ms. Lupke that I don't know that it needs to be declared an emergency.
Yeah, I think this is the second reading tonight anyway.
Mr. T. Smith.
Can we amend to remove the emergency?
Yes. Motion, I'll second.
I'll make that motion to go ahead and remove the emergency clause from the ordinance.
We have a motion to remove the emergency clause from the ordinance and a second from Mr. Barr on that removal.
Because I do agree, there will need to be a period of time where people are being educated on the law that's passed, so I agree with Ms. Lupke. Thank you.
Anything further? Hearing none, let's take the roll on this.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dickle?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
No.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Motion carries to amend this, to take out the emergency clause,
If I might.
8-1.
Ordinance amending Part 3 Traffic Code Title I Administration, Enforcement, and Penalties, and Title IX Pedestrians, Bicycles, Motorcycles, and Snowmobiles, more specifically, Chapter 103 Definitions, and Chapter 373 Bicycles and Motorcycles of the Codified Ordinance of the City of Marion as amended.
Thank you, Clerk. Mr. Clark.
I appreciate Ms. Lupke's comments, and I agree, we need time to educate the public. However, this is the first reading, correct?
No.
Oh, well, doesn't it go back to first reading with the amendment?
Yes.
It does.
Okay, so now we're talking another month, and if it passes, another month, so this does nothing for this year. Bikes are going to be going away by the time we get this ordinance in.
If I might, this ordinance has been amended twice. Its original reading was the 13th of July. It's been here 3 times. There's nothing stopping you from suspending the rules and passing it tonight. Not that I'm making a suggestion, that would be presumptuous.
I think it needs to go at least one more reading, but, it's going to be October before this goes into effect.
Anything further? Okay. We'll leave this as a first reading. Should be the third first reading. All right, moving forward, item number 2, ordinance 2026-064, St. James rezoning.
Ordinance amending the zoning map of the city of Marion by rezoning lot number 536 in the H.J. Barnhart's First Edition to the city of Marion, commonly known as 245 St. James, from an R2 general dwelling district to an R3 multifamily district.
Okay, this comes from one of your committees, Mr. Carter?
Yes. This came out of Zoning and Annexation Committee with a 3-0 recommendation to adopt. We are scheduled to have a public hearing on that tonight.
Correct, and we are about to move into that, so if anybody has any comments for the public hearing, since we have such a large crowd tonight, please remember we need you to come forward, speak audibly, because I can attest, sitting in the back row is really hard to hear. So speak audibly so everybody can hear what you have to say. Please try to limit yourself to 3 minutes and speak only once until everybody has had a chance to speak on this for this public hearing. And we'll start it right now at 6:47. Any comments from the public? Mr. Rollins?
Yeah, I've generally been pretty supportive and spoken publicly on the record here for the need for this type of recovery housing. I think we can all agree it's needed here. This is a tough one for me to support because of the neighborhood, for one. This would certainly be a spot zone situation, which I don't want to have that debate here today, but certainly this would be a bright spot in the middle of a R2 zone. The other concern I had, and I don't get a warm fuzzy, the size of the lot itself. It's extremely small.
I believe you're confused with Silver Street, this is St. James.
St. James.
Oh, this is the big giant lot?
Yeah.
Totally good with this one.
Yeah, the other one's
Never mind.
Yeah, the other one's, I think, number 6 on the agenda. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 2 and 9.
All right, Rosanna, down
Oh, that's it, that's right.
Yeah, Mr. Rollins, this is the one that you reminded everyone about the people themselves coming out and saying, hey, we see that we're not in compliance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, yes, Mr.
I
Brown.
just wanted to note also, Mr. Gray, who's been representing the applicant, did reach out to me on the way here. One of their properties in the storm today had a roof come in, so he's mitigating all that. But I assured him that we've had so many meetings through planning, city planning, through the committee session, and that we could probably, council could probably answer any questions that the public has.
Yeah, I actually thought this had already been.
Yeah, this is the public hearing. I thought it was through too.
Yeah. My bad.
All right.
Not till after the public hearing.
Anything further? All right, hearing and seeing nothing from the public, let's go on. It's 6:49, we'll end that public hearing. And resume.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes, Mr. T. Smith?
Yes, so I don't dislike recovery housing. I do think that we need recovery housing, but switching a big house from R2 to R3 and upping the amount of people that they're going to be allowed to be in this residence, it's concerning to me, whether the lot is as large as it is or not. I also understand that there's a lot of caveats to making sure, or covenants, I should say, to making sure that this can't be turned into a gas station or a 6-story apartment building in the future. But quite honestly, none of us up here or over there are going to be here in 40 or 50 years. So I wonder how much weight any of those will really hold if that were to change. But they were kind of grandfathered in, so legally, there's nothing stopping this. I won't support it, but I don't think we should be switching it to R3 at all.
Mr. Barr?
Go ahead.
Mr. Russell?
I yield.
Thank you, Mr. Barr. Mr. Smith had referenced, most likely all of us will be not here in 20 years. And one thing that I noticed that would be helpful for those people that will be here in 20 years is that we add one sentence to the ordinance, which would be consistent with this property in 1988. It was a requirement that the operator and the owner record these restrictions as covenants. And so it would be helpful if we amend this ordinance to include, at the end of section 1, before the start of section 2, the owner shall record the above listed prohibitions as covenants upon the property, period. Because there's no obligation in this ordinance that those items be recorded as a covenant upon the land. With that sentence, it would obligate the owner to incorporate those covenants into the chain of title of the real estate so that they're there for every prospective buyer in the future or anyone that wants to learn more. They'd be in the records of the Marion County Recorder's Office.
Mr. Barr?
I'll make a motion to amend as law director stated.
You have a motion to amend, and Mr. Kreider?
Second.
And a second from Mr. Kreider to amend this ordinance pursuant to Mr. Russell's comments about covenants. All right, we have a motion and a second. Who will read you the roll?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dickel?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Motion to amend carries 9-0. Mr. Dickel?
This goes back now to a first reading, correct? So does there have to be another public hearing?
No, there would be no need to have a second public hearing.
Okay.
However, the clerk will need to read the title. It will be a first reading, but there's no basis that would prohibit anyone from making a motion to suspend.
Okay, thank you.
Ordinance amending the zoning map of the city of Marion by rezoning lot number 536 in the H.J. Barnhart's first addition to the city of Marion, commonly known as 245 St. James Street, from an R2 general dwelling district to an R3 multifamily district, as amended.
Mr. R. Smith?
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules.
We have a
3 readings.
motion to suspend the 3 readings rule from Mr. Smith, Mr. R. Smith, and a second from Mr. Barr. Are there any comments? Go ahead and take the roll.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
No.
Mr. Dickel?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
A motion to suspend the 3 readings rule carries 8-1.
Mr. Dick.
Mr. Dickel?
Motion to adopt.
Mr. Dickel with a motion to adopt the ordinance as amended.
I saw
And
Mr. Kreider.
Mr. Kreider, I
Second.
think, has the second. Anything further on this? All right.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
No.
Mr. Dickel?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Motion carries 8 in favor, 1 against. To adopt ordinance 2026, rezoning the St. James Street residents with covenants. Item number 3.
Ordinance amending, oh, sorry.
Ordinance 2026-072.
Ordinance amending Chapter 194.081, credit for taxes paid to other municipalities, last amended by ordinance 2026-18.
This is added to the agenda by Mr. R. Smith, Mr. Rollins, and Mr. Clark. From the law director, take it, or any comments?
There's no urgency, but I would just ask the council to essentially act on this when it gets to its third reading if it doesn't desire to act on it tonight. These are just cleanup measures that were left over from many months ago when the actual substance change took place.
Mr. Barr?
This just allows them to collect the tax properly, right?
Yes, it's been requested by the income tax department.
Mr. Barr?
I'll make a motion to suspend the 3 readings.
We have a motion for Mr. Barr to suspend the 3 readings, and it looks like Ms. Larkin has the second for suspension of the 3 readings rule. Anything else? All right, clerk?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
No.
Mr. Dickle?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
No.
7-2 passes.
7-2, motion carries to suspend the 3 readings rule. Mr. Barr?
I'll make a motion to adopt.
We have a motion to adopt from Mr. Barr and a second from Mr. R. Smith. Any further discussion on this? All right, I'm going to take the roll.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dickle?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously, 9-0. We're cleaning up the income tax wording. All right, item number 4. This is going on to new business. Item 4, Resolution 2026-022.
Resolution in the matter of entering into a community reinvestment area agreement with Aries Sportswear and Mike Campbell for the development of property at 645 Bellefontaine Avenue, Marion, and declaring an emergency.
Let's see, this comes from Mr. Rollins.
Yeah, this came out of Jobs and Economic Development with the 3-0 recommendation. This did come out of regional planning. I do intend for this just to be a first reading. The gentleman is supposed to be here, I believe, the next council meeting to speak on behalf. So I would can certainly answer any questions that are out there. Otherwise, I would hold those until next meeting.
All right, Mr. Barr?
I just have a correction for the clerk. I don't think any action is needed. On the first draft, section 2, on page 2, section 2, the second paragraph, still refers to Fastenal. Currently has about 18 full-time permanent employees. We did change that to areas.
I missed that.
So the first draft, page 2, section 2, second paragraph.
And
The rest of them were cleaned up.
Okay. You only found it once?
Yes.
Okay. I have a question for you, Mr. Rollins. Did you say it came with a recommendation? I got no recommendation on the minutes. Or the agenda, I'm sorry. 3-0, no recommendation.
I thought I had a recommendation, but I'm not.
Do you have that?
The clerk is wrong.
Or we can ask the clerk to check in that meeting.
I can check, but
Yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong.
Okay.
I think you're right.
All right, hearing nothing further on this, we will leave that as a first reading. There we go.
There's a lot of stuff on that one.
Yeah. On to item number 5, ordinance 2026-073.
Ordinance amending Part 1 Administrative Code, Title 1, General Provisions, more specifically, Chapter 137, Division of Police, of the Codified Ordinance of the City of Marion, Ohio, to include a new provision to prohibit the use of the flock system or similar systems within the City of Marion, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Let's see this. I have this coming from Mr. Smith. Mr. Arseman?
Yes, so this came out of the Legislation and Codes Committee with quite a bit of debate, discussion. It's kind of a hot potato. A lot of emotions involved. But, it's an ordinance that they want to get rid of all the flock cameras within the city limits of Marion, Ohio, and prohibit any system with similar characteristics in the future, and declaring that it would be a misdemeanor if you get caught with one. Came out of legislation codes with 3-0, no recommendation, and I have a couple of issues with it. I don't think it should be declared an emergency, and I don't agree with 137.25, Section A, making it any similar characteristics, which this committee or this council knows that what we intend, but 10, 15 years down the road, who knows what the next council or the next administration might do. They might interpret it to say no ring doorbells, no dash cams on your car. So I disagree with that section too.
Mr. Rollins?
I'm done.
Thank you.
Yeah, first of all, let me start off by apologizing if anyone was offended by my comments at the committee meeting last week. My intent was not to offend anybody. However, don't necessarily regret the use of terminology, being that we had an expert panel that really couldn't answer any technical questions that any citizens had. It felt more like a cheerleading crowd than it did an expert panel. With that, I digress. I do agree that there are some concerns that I've heard with the language as it sits today. So I'm going to offer an amendment. So I'm going to make the motion that we amend subsection 137.25A, Section A, to be a comma instead of a period after others, and then to include while representing the city of Marion. Not to include the private use of security systems on private property, period.
Can you restate that?
Yeah. Comma, while representing the city of Marion in any capacity, comma, not to include the private use of security systems on private property.
Thank you for that motion to amend, Mr. Rollins. I think Mr. T. Smith is interested in seconding it.
Yeah.
The motion to amend, as Mr. Rollins just stated, the flock camera ordinance 073.
And that's Section A.
Section A, correct.
137.25A.
So it should read, the use of flock or any system with similar characteristics shall be prohibited within the city of Marion, Ohio, by any person, entity, firm, department, agent, authority, or other, while representing the city of Marion in any capacity, comma, not to include the private use of security systems on private property.
Thank you. Think you have it?
I think so.
Okay. Well, we have a first and a second to amend this flock camera ordinance. So if we have nothing else to add, go ahead and take the roll on the amendment.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dickel?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Motion carries 9-0 to amend the ordinance as read by Mr. Rollins and as read now by our clerk.
Ordinance amending Part 1 Administrative Code, Title 1 General Provisions, more specifically, Chapter 137, Division of Police of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Marion, Ohio, to include a new provision to prohibit the use of flock camera systems or similar systems within the City of Marion, Ohio, and declaring an emergency. As amended.
Mr. Rollins?
And based on the recent Ohio Supreme Court ruling regarding matters and declaring an emergency, while I think my draft legislation originally had a pretty good explanation as to why I was declaring an emergency with this legislation, the current one really does not spell out exactly why. So I would be open to also making an amendment here to remove the declaration of emergency.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion to add a second amendment here to remove the declaring an emergency by Mr. Rollins and Mr. R. Smith, a second of that same motion to rid the ordinance of declaring an emergency. Anything further on that? Mayor Collins?
Thank you. I have unintended consequences. So just sitting here thinking about that as he's reading through that, is that going to have any effects on school bus cameras that video the people going around the bus and they call in the license plate, and dash cameras on people's cars or on truck drivers that have dash cameras? I'm just wondering if that's going to cause an issue with that.
The city.
Go ahead. No, please, you're the law director.
So as amended, it would not prohibit a school bus from capturing those data images and storing them, because the school bus driver in the school would not be representing the city of Marion.
Okay, thank you. Good question.
Yeah, some audience
Mr. Walker?
questions.
James Walker, 1025 Toulon Avenue. First, I just want to state, this is just a legitimate question. I have no stake on this issue one way or the other, but I'm just curious because you just limited it to, while representing the city of Marion, it was my understanding, stop me if I'm wrong, that the cameras were put up and are maintained by the sheriff's office. So does that mean that it would have no effect on the cameras then? Just curious. Oh, and also, sorry, I just noticed one other thing too, that this is just what I've printed off from the web link, but there's two section 2s instead of a section 2 and a section 3. So I don't know if that's been fixed.
Oops.
Yes.
Good eye,
It does-
James.
it doesn't-
I'm not trying to be clear. I just genuinely am curious.
So it doesn't change section 2 of the legislation where it says the council directs any current agreement, if any, with Flock in the city of Marion, Ohio be terminated.
Oh, okay.
And requires them to come back for any further discussions with Flock or for any further contracts with Flock.
Thank you. Just genuinely curious.
Okay, thank you. Another question?
Thomas, 364 Harding Highway West, not too Jamaica. Does your change at the end that you just made, does that impact them taking the flock cameras off private property?
I don't think so, because
Yeah, it's curiosity.
I mean, the private business that supposedly has one hanging on there didn't purchase the Flock system. It's my understanding there's no easement associated with it, because I asked, right? So.
Would it permit them to put one on?
I suppose if that business wanted to buy a Flock camera and enter a contract with Flock, so be it.
Just interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Townsend. Yes.
Point of order, isn't there a motion and a second to amend it to remove declare an emergency? So should discussion be limited to that and then a vote before
Yeah.
there's broader discussion?
Yes, you're correct. Yeah. I was going to ask about making our second amendment go right ahead and do that now, as
After
opposed
the
to...
speaker?
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Lonnie Daniel, 608 Decatur Street. I just want to ask any member of State Council, when the chief basically made the, I don't know what I'm looking for. Well, anyway, the invite to sit there and go down and view the block cameras, did anybody take him up on it?
Sounds good.
I mean, because I finally went Friday morning.
I've been down with the police before and seen how the system works, for sure.
I just wanted to know that before you sit there and make a vote. I mean, he invited everybody, anybody and everybody.
I didn't go to the sheriff's station and visit with him or anything,
No,
but
no,
I went
I showed it
downstairs.
down here
Yeah.
in the,
Okay. Yeah, I went down there months ago.
Okay, so, but, I mean, I went down there Friday morning, and, I mean, it wasn't anything like even I expected. I mean, basically, it's a stationary camera that sits there and takes stationary shots of planes, and, well, I mean, to me, after the 20-minute discussion, I mean, but the tech sat there and showed me all of this, it's like, it looks like a tool more than anything more than that. I mean, you'd need stuff like this, like, well, you know, like the body cameras, for example. I mean, you know, that's not just there to sit there and monitor the police's activity, it's also to monitor our activity in case we sit there and make a false statement against one of them. That's happened too. So, I mean, when I look at this camera, it's like it's not even as pronounced, so to speak, as what a body camera would be. And it doesn't stop, I mean, even if you took these out, it
Do you have
wouldn't
anything
stop on.
specifically on why this should be an emergency or not, though?
Should it be an emergency?
Yeah.
Why should it be an emergency?
Thank you.
I mean,
So your answer is no to that?
well, yeah, because it was like, basically, it should have 3 readings, and it's like,
Okay.
I mean, if you have an emergency, you basically vote on it and it's all done.
Mr. Daniels, I believe what we're getting at is there's a motion and a second on the floor for the amendment to remove the emergency clause. There's still opportunity to speak, but I think if you're going to be speaking now, it should be about whether we do the amendment on the emergency clause, just for a point of procedure here. Does that make sense?
I would assume so, maybe. I mean, so.
We still want to hear what you have to say. Let us have this vote, and then you can get right back up and give us your opinion on
Back
the
and forth
system.
for like 3 minutes, then we basically, I mean, we're not going to be voting tonight on pushing them out entirely.
I don't know, we're about to vote on an amendment to remove the declaration of emergency.
So you're not going to move. the
So
block.
anybody at the podium now, it should have to do with the declaration of emergency, not the overall piece of legislation.
So then my next question will be, it's like, when are you going to then come eventually to the vote of trying to remove it?
Well, we got to
We'll
get
know
these
that
amendments
first.
first.
Yes.
Well, my only other problem is, it's like when he sat there and read the Ohio revised codes, and it's like, you guys should decide upon yourselves to sit there and remove these cameras. The sheriff would tell you to go pound sand. I mean, he's the executive of this county, if I'm not mistaken.
Again, valid point,
yes.
but right now we're getting ready to vote on whether we should remove the declaration of emergency. We're not voting on the full piece of legislation, just an amendment at this moment. So anything, public comment right now at this moment, it has to do with the amendment that's on the floor. I hope that makes sense. We still want to hear what you got to say, Mr. Danis. We need to vote on the amendment first. And if you have something to say about the amendment, we'd love to hear that.
I didn't realize we were in a rush, that you just,
Well,
I'll step away.
It's parliamentary procedure. Is what it
I mean,
is.
I'll step away. I mean, if we really need to get this out of the way.
I'm sorry.
All right, thank you. Okay. Clerk, we have a second motion to amend and a second. And I gave you those names before, so let's go ahead.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dickel?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Motion carries 9-0 to amend this ordinance again, and in this case, it is to
Remove the emergency.
remove the emergency clause, declaring an emergency.
Ordinance amending Part 1 Administrative Code, Title 1, General Provisions, more specifically, Chapter 137, Division of Police of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Marion, Ohio, to include a new provision to prohibit the use of flock systems or similar systems within the City of Marion, Ohio, as amended.
Thank you.
I keep reading it, I might get it right.
Anything further from council? Mr. T. Smith?
Yep. I fully expect us to go all readings, obviously, so that to give the community enough time to come up here and make your voice heard, let everybody know whether you are for the flock cameras or against the flock cameras, because ultimately, that is what I think will be making this decision, the people, truthfully. And that's who I think should be making this decision. So I just hope that everybody up here is willing to listen when the time actually comes. I have nothing further.
All right, thank you. Ms. Lipke, and then I'll go over here.
Trish Lepke, 555 Normandy Drive. I apologize, I didn't mean to open a can of worms about parliamentary procedure, but sometimes you lose the motion that's on the floor, so. I think we should keep the flock cameras. I think they are a good tool. I think if there are concerns about how they're being used, legislation that puts in some kind of a citizen review panel that audits it or works with administration might be a better happy medium that would give citizens some assurance that police weren't misusing it. But I am not in favor of this particular piece of legislation. I do want to suggest, if you are intent on passing this, though, that the legislation itself probably needs a couple more amendments. I don't have them necessarily written out, but in the whereas clauses, you use ALRP, which is actually a misspelling of the acronym for automated license plate reader, but nowhere is it defined. We just spent 5 pages defining e-bikes, and we're not defining automatic license plate reader, which I think is going to be really important to the citizens if you're banning them or if you're not banning them. So I would suggest that you look at an amendment that would define automatic license plate reader and put it in the action part of the ordinance and not just in the whereas clauses. And I really appreciate the amendments that you did make. I think that really cleaned up that for section A. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Just a note, in the original ordinance, after they were installed, and then there were some mandates, but in 2023-033 does have very descriptive language of the automatic license plate readers and all the mandates that are in place for the administration and law enforcement.
But then shouldn't you refer to automatic license plate readers in the action part of the ordinance and not just in the whereas clauses?
Mr. Rollins?
I'm going to make some more motions.
Can I wait,
Please.
ask you to wait a second, because I forgot we had one more person from the audience to speak?
Yeah.
Adam Lester, 32 Hain. Briefly on what Madam there said, just my thought on that, her idea of a citizen accountability board for the police department, that's all well and good, but where is the accountability board for the private for-profit tech company that operates these? Where, anywhere in the United States, does anyone have any kind of regulatory oversight over them? Other than that, I'm sure this is not the time and place for long, lengthy debates about why it doesn't seem like that's the topic at the point today. I wanted to second that gentleman's question, though, as far as the part about in representation of the city. What if, say, the sheriff department was to go to a private property and say, hey, Jim, I want to put this camera on your property inside the city limits? Or any other way that the sheriff or some other department could come in who wasn't part of Marion City, but still place these cameras inside of Marion City? Is there anything prohibiting that? Because I feel like in these situations, people tend to get slippery and creative, and they find ways to get around the letter of the law.
It would be a misdemeanor.
But only if they're in representation of Marion City. That hypothetical sheriff.
But that's not including the private use of a security system, is it? You just said the sheriff is going to their house and saying, hey, put this on your, which is essentially what we have right now.
I just foresee that as being a logical alternative to, well, okay, we're not allowed to have the city do these, so we're just gonna find another way, and we're gonna put it in anyway. So I guess, my point is, if they're already paying for these 34 cameras, and Marion City says, hey, you gotta take down 20 of your cameras, they're just gonna find another way to put them inside the city, and it sounds like unless you're actually a city or below, somebody representing the city, somebody above the city could still just come in and just stick them inside the city limits still. And, you know, does that, am I explaining that properly?
I think you are, yeah.
Okay, is there any, but there's nothing inside this ordinance that would prohibit that from happening?
I don't even know how we put that in this ordinance.
Exactly. Well, and again, I refer to the law director, somebody who's got more legal expertise to that side, but it seems like we're just kind of wasting all this effort if we only pass it, so, well, the city employees can't put them in, but anybody else who wants to put them in and still operate as a government entity monitoring the population, maybe you can't stop that, I don't know, but that's something that should be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm city council, if I could stop the federal government, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I have a little bit of, you know.
And I'm not saying.
My responsibility is to the citizens of the city of Marion.
Yeah.
Who've been loud and clear they don't want these things.
Exactly.
So.
And I'm not arguing that point, I'm just trying to make sure that we're crossing our i's and dotting our t's the other way around, but whatever. I didn't do that on purpose. So yeah, I just wanted maybe to put some thought into that. If we are gonna pass this, we need to make sure that we're actually passing something that's effective and not just gonna get kicked under the rug the day it comes into effect. So.
If it was just our police department that had the data, to your point, I wouldn't have a problem with these altogether, but you got to the crux of the problem when we're allowing third-party entities to store all this data and do Lord knows what with it.
Exactly.
I'm not comfortable with it.
Yeah, well, there's a.
And they couldn't answer any technical questions that anyone had regarding the ability to hack them, any of the vulnerabilities that were exposed, so.
Yeah, I could spend 2 hours up here talking about all of you're talking about. I just want to make sure that we're doing the best we can, and I'm not the legal expert here to speak to that, but I want to bring that to everybody's attention who is interested in this. I don't know. So that's all I have. Thank you for the time.
Thank you. Mr. Rollins, I interrupted you.
Yeah, just a couple of amendments. First, in the first whereas, yes, it should be ALRP, and I would like to include a parentheses that spells out automatic license plate reader.
Should it be ALRP or ALPR?
PR. Should be PR.
Plate reader, yes.
Yes, you meant to say PR. Okay.
And then, in subsection 137.25, subsection A, the use of flock, ALRP. Or ALPR, sorry, I did it again.
In the parentheses explaining it?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And that would be the end of that motion.
And that was a motion.
Okay, we have another motion to amend this flock camera ordinance. And Mr. T. Smith, do you have the second for that?
So moved.
Okay. T. Smith has the ordinance, second, to amend the flock camera ordinance again. As you just wrote down, if you'll read.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith? Yes. Mr. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dickel?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Motion to amend carries. If clerk will read, please.
Ordinance amending Part 1 Administrative Code, Title 1 General Provisions, more specifically Chapter 137, Division of Police of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Marion, Ohio, to include a new provision to prohibit the use of the flock system or similar systems within the City of Marion, Ohio. as amended.
All right, thank you.
Just out of reference, you wanted the ALRP after flock in the title too, right?
ALPR.
ALPR. We'll get it right one of these days.
It does, doesn't it? It sounds better the other way.
But you did that was
Yes.
part of your amendment.
That is correct. I believe. Councilman
Mr.
Goodwin,
Rollins?
did you have something?
That was the point I was going to make, that you
Oh.
didn't specify what system.
Councilman Rollins? Do you have another question or comment?
I'll make a motion to suspend the three reading rule.
A motion to suspend the three reading rule for this ordinance?
Another page, hold on.
Mr. T. Smith? Is that your second?
Yes, so moved.
Mr. T. Smith makes the motion to second the suspension of the three readings rule for this block camera ordinance.
Okey-doke. I think I'm ready.
All right.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith? No. Mr. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dickel?
Yes?
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
No.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Motion to
7-2.
suspend carries, 7-2. Suspend the three readings rule. Mr. Rollins?
I will make a motion to adopt.
We have a motion to adopt from Mr. Rollins, and a second, looks like, for Mr. Stevenson.
Yes.
Motion to adopt the block camera ordinance as amended. You ready?
Mr. Barr?
No.
Oh,
You started, you gotta go?
Yeah.
Ms. Larkin?
No.
Mr. R. Smith?
No.
Mr. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dickel?
No.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
5-4, adopted.
Motion carries, 5-4, as amended.
I just read too much this week.
Mr. Law Director, I might need your help tomorrow to get all the amendments put into this.
As always, help you out.
Thank you.
Moving on to item number 6, ordinance 2026-074, Mark Street alley vacation.
Ordinance vacating part of a 15-foot public alley lying south of lots 5694, 5695, and 5696, and north of lots 5715, 5716, and 5717 in the Gebhardt-Hano edition of the City of Marion, Plat Book 3, page 2, Marion County, State of Ohio, and retaining permanent easement rights.
Mr. Barr?
Yeah, just come out of streets and sewers with a 3-0 no recommendation. Come to us via the city planning commission with a 7-0 recommendation to reject. This is the first reading. We have to have 3 readings, and the public hearing is scheduled for 9/14.
Right, and since that is, we have that public hearing scheduled on September 14th, we'll hear discussion on that item at that time. Moving on to item number 7, ordinance 2027-075, 306 Silver Street rezone.
Ordinance amending the zoning map of the City of Marion by rezoning 306 Silver Street from an R2 general dwelling district to an R3 multifamily district.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes, this came out of zoning and annexation with a 2-1 recommendation to approve. Going for the first reading tonight.
And we have a public hearing scheduled for this also on September 14th, so we'll hear discussion on this item then.
My apologies for
Yeah, Mr. Rollins?
confusing that earlier.
I don't think I have any more coming up, but I'll warn you if I do.
Item number 8, ordinance 2026-076, SCMR fund appropriation.
Ordinance requesting additional appropriations to the SCMR fund in the below listed line item for the year ending December 31st, 2026.
Mr. Rollins from Finance Committee.
Yeah, this came out of finance with a 3-0 recommendation to approve. This is the normal standing item, which is bond payments for work done within the city. Unless there's any questions from council, I will make a motion to suspend the 3 reading rule.
Mr. Barr.
Mr. Barr?
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion to suspend the 3 reading rule for Mr. Rollins to accept this SCMR fund appropriation, and a second of this from Mr. Barr.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dickel?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Motion to suspend carries unanimously. Mr. Rollins?
Motion to adopt, please.
Motion to adopt by Mr. Rollins, and a second from Mr. T. Smith.
So moved.
Any other discussion?
Anything else? Any other discussion on this?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dickel?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously to accept, pass the ordinance for SCMR funding. Let's see, item number 9. Ordinance 2026-077, Building Department appropriation.
Ordinance requesting additional appropriations from program revenues received for the Commercial Building Code Department for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2026.
Mr. Rollins?
Yeah, this came out of finance as well with a 3-0 recommendation to approve. This is an appropriation for the Commercial Building Department. I think Mr. Reno's done a great job of providing a pretty detailed outline of where the funds are at any given time. Hopefully everyone on council is getting that, not just finance. Do you believe it? Yes, I'm seeing some head shaking, yeah?
No.
You're lying.
I just handed out what the finance committee, but I can give them that.
Yeah, could you please?
Sure.
Because, yeah, I think it would be helpful for everyone to see
I
those.
added the revenues like I was asked, but I didn't hand them out.
Yeah, if you would, I think that'd be helpful for everybody.
You don't have them either. Okay.
But with that, I guess I would entertain any questions. I'll make a motion to suspend the 3 reading rule.
A motion to suspend the 3 reading rule from Mr. Rollins. Looks like we have no second. We do have a second. Okay. Mr. Barr gives a second to suspend the 3 reading rule for this ordinance 2026-077 Building Department appropriation.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dickel?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Clark, I didn't catch what you said.
Yes.
Okay. Motion to suspend carries unanimously, 9-0. Mr. Rollins?
Motion to approve?
Motion to approve for Mr. Rollins. Looks like a second from Mr. T. Smith.
Yes.
When you're ready?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Stevenson?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Dickel?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Motion carries 9-0. Ordinance 2026-076. Oops, over there, I think I read the wrong one. No, okay. Oh, I'm sorry, 077, Building Department appropriation. All right, that takes us to the end of our regular business. Matters not on the agenda by administration or council? Okay, hearing none, we'll go on to committees. Airport lands and buildings, Mr. Clark.
Nothing at this time.
Information systems, Mr. R. Smith.
Nothing at this time.
Mr. Rollins, jobs and economic development.
Nothing at this time.
Mr. R. Smith, legislation, codes and regulations.
6:30, we'll talk about Fedora.
Okay. Mr. T. Smith, municipal services, parks and rec.
Nothing at this time.
Mr. Dickel.
Nothing on public utilities.
Okay.
Mr. Stevenson has a traffic commission. I'm sorry, I didn't
Where is
update
that?
this.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, thank you.
I just noticed.
Let's see, where am I? Regional Planning, Ms. Larkin?
August 26th, 7 PM across the street in Prospect Road.
Thank you. Streets and Sewers, Mr. Barr?
Nothing at this time.
Traffic Commission, Mr. Stevenson?
Nothing at this time.
Mr. Kreider, Zoning and Annexation?
Nothing at this time.
All right. And Mr. Rollins, Finance?
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you like that 6:35 time slot?
6:35, I was
Okay, we'll try to hold,
hard.
we'll try to hold Mr. R. Smith to that time.
Yeah, no more 2-hour meeting.
Yep. Okay, next we have public comments. Anyone in the public who wishes to make a comment? Council? All right. Seeing and hearing none, this meeting is adjourned at 7:35.
I go with the motion because of the overwhelming response I got from constituents. However, if your children